Adventurer, wait, please! Oh, great Saradomin, please help me! It all happened so fast. Please protect me, please! Oh no, what if they come back? Someone murdered my brothers. They left me alive. Why didn't they take me and not them? But look at them. They didn't deserve an end like that. I can hardly look at them. It's as if their souls can't pass on to the afterlife. It only happened after their murder. I don't think it was the killer that caused it. They just looked so tormented. I keep racking my brains, but it's all a blur. Damn my old age! I can't remember anything of the attacker. Please, I beg of you, help me search for evidence so we can find who killed my brothers and bring them to justice. Oh, thank you, adventurer. I think it would be best to start by searching for clues that point to the killer. You're bound to find something in the surrounding area. You should check the bodies, too. Take my notebook and update it with clues as you find them. I need a moment to collect my thoughts.
Can't remember. Saradomin's light. Release. Please.
Bound. Shackled. Free. Mercy! Oh, God's mercy!
Was it him? Who?
Saradomin, bless you, adventurer. Let me take a look at what you found. Strange, most peculiar. It could have been an elf who did this. The ring and arrow seem to be elven craft. I just can't remember. It was all over so quickly. I'm sorry. I have seen much in my many years, but I never thought to stare evil in the face as today. Let me think. My only knowledge of the elves comes from tales and legends I was told as a child. My mother used to read them from time to time. I vaguely remember the tale of their goddess Serin. She was ridden with guilt and shattered herself into thousands of crystals to always be with her followers. But she was supposed to believe the different races could live in peace. Why would an elf want to do this to us? No, I don't think so. Although I did notice a strange man when we passed some stone steps to the west. Very strange. He was carrying a sack of bones and muttering to himself. Perhaps you should find out if he saw anything. of the ordinary? No? What exactly are you investigating? Oh, well, I haven't seen anything. I'm busy with my bones. Well, all right. It's easy to see the path from up here. I see a lot of people come and go. Hear things, too. I might have done, but the elves live far away. Why would you ask? Yes, all right. I do recall seeing an elf on the path today, heading eastward. Huh? Here? I don't know what you mean. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. It was a terrible commotion. Lots of screaming and shouting. I peered over the rocks here, but it was all over too quickly. There were 3 men lying dead on the floor. I only managed to glimpse a tall, hooded figure making off into the distance to the... I didn't get a good look, but they seemed to be much taller and were wearing dark clothes. Oh, shut up.
Did he have any useful information? Just as we suspected. That elf must have been involved somehow. Did he mention anything else? Oh, I'm not sure if that fits. I must say I haven't met many elves in my time. Was there any more? A man living up there with only bones for company? He probably doesn't get many visitors. I'm not sure I can draw a conclusion. Perhaps I'm still in shock. Who do you think it was? Me? How could you even suggest such a thing? I would never do anything to hurt my brothers. Still, I can see your suspicions. I must assure you, adventurer, I had no hand in this brutality. Did the odd man mention what direction the figure was heading? If they left crystals behind, maybe you could pick up some sort of trail and figure out where they went. You should take the same approach as before, note down any clues and try to find a witness.
Shadows from nowhere sent me, trapped me, free me!
A murder, you say? I don't really have time. I'm busy tending to the beacon, you see. All right. I didn't see much, though. What burning questions do you have? Seen? Not really. Unless you're referring to my glorious fire I had burning earlier. Now that was extraordinary. Whoa, okay. Right. Earlier, I heard a scream from down the hill. When I peeked out to have a look, I saw an elf lying there. It scared me half to death. I tried to get a look at the killer, but Well, okay. I've never witnessed anything like it in my life. When I looked over to the killer, they vanished. I've seen people teleport, but this was different. Everything went dark as if the sun had disappeared. It was like they created a rift that sucked all light from the area. I thought it would be too dangerous to go any further, so I hid up here behind my beacon. No, they were gone so fast I barely saw them.
Okay, let me take a look. The evidence you found seems to suggest the killing has something to do with Saradomin. How could somebody do this? Could it be other monks? Wizards? There is no feud between Seren and Saradomin that I know of. All this mindless killing just doesn't make any sense. You're right. If we put our minds to it, I'm sure we can figure this out. Did you manage to find any witnesses? Really? What did he see? He must have had some useful information. Vanished? Perhaps a teleport spell. How are we supposed to find them now? I haven't heard of anything like that before. It doesn't sound like a normal teleport spell. We seem to have found all the evidence but have no clear explanation. I'm no expert on magic and I know little of elves or wizards. I think it's time we sought help, adventurer. I have an old friend who also worships Saradomin. We were close when we were younger, but I became a monk and she a wizard. Her name is Valina, and she specializes in crystal magic. You should go and talk to her to see what she knows about the clues. You can find her at the entrance to the Wizard's Tower, south of Draenor Village.
Welcome to the Wizard's Tower, adventurer. Oh yes, my dear friend Samwell. It's been years since I saw him. How is he, anyway? Gosh, he isn't hurt, is he? I'll help in any way I can. I'm afraid I can't leave my post, though. Oh my, what a mess. It seems you found some very strange clues. But I think I can help. I have a lot of experience in some of these fields. I'll help in any way I can. Well, where do I start? I'm sure you're aware that it is quite uncommon for an elf to venture so far from Tyrannon, but it's not unheard of. I am particularly intrigued by the crystals you found. Being an expert on crystal magics, I have conducted much research on the subject. Firstly, crystals are extremely precious to the elves. For them to be discarded so carelessly is highly irregular, and that's ignoring the assumption that a skilled assassin would leave any clues at all. Secondly, a crystal arrow would be entirely crystalline. I have yet to come across one that is crystal-tipped, as you've described. In summary, the clues you found are quite misleading, so I would advise caution, adventurer. Some of these clues do appear to indicate the involvement of a Saradominist, potentially a wizard. As you can see, my position allows me to keep track of the comings and goings of many wizards. Anyone entering or leaving must check in with me. No one from this tower has left for a significant amount of time, but admittedly, I cannot account for all Saradominist wizards across Gielinor. Regardless, this kind of behavior is uncharacteristic for a follower of Saradomin. It seems an unlikely conclusion. What on earth are you insinuating? I am an esteemed wizard of Saradomin. I hold honesty and integrity in the utmost regard. Now, if you must scrutinize my counter-argument, I will offer a more scientific hypothesis. Firstly, the weapon of choice. The elf was killed by an accurate stab wound. Wizards are trained in magic, not combat. Secondly, we all wear the same standard of robes. You described the blue fabric at the crime scene as rough linen, whereas our robes are woven from wool and imbued with defensive enchantments, which give the fabric a distinctive shine. If anything, it sounds like the killer was trying to impersonate a wizard. Ah yes, this doesn't sound like regular teleportation. Normally the spell would emit light rather than absorb it. A possible explanation is that the killer opened a rift to escape to a darker realm or dimension. But that would require powerful magic which most wizards have yet to master. It doesn't seem to conform to the other evidence. It all depends how reliable you believe this Blaze Sharp Eye to be, really. This may surprise you, adventurer, but we have been receiving reports of similar happenings recently. I must say, I've never encountered anything like this before. An ethereal spirit trapped in the physical world. How intriguing. Here at the tower, we research all manner of magic. I'm not aware of something like this ever being documented until now. I would say this is not a magical phenomenon and certainly not related to your killer. What we're dealing with here is on a much larger scale. It would seem something quite drastic is happening.
I knew I could count on her. This information changes things somewhat. Elves, monks, wizards, guards. This is all so confusing. What do you think is going on? I must agree, there is something sinister afoot here. Who do you think committed this atrocity then? Sliske? As I'm not familiar with him, I cannot rule him out. Perhaps you've seen something I've missed, adventurer. I may not be as sharp as I used to be, but I'm tough to fool, adventurer. The crime scenes are so similar. It's almost as if the clues were planted. Precisely. And besides, Seren and Saradomin have no quarrel with each other. I think someone might be trying to turn them against each other. Like I said, I'm not as sharp as I used to be. One thing's for certain, though, whoever it was wants to give them cause for a fight.
I believe I may be able to explain, mortal. Yes, it is I. After our last encounter, I established a telepathic connection with you. Do not be alarmed. My arrival is imminent.
Wait. Can you feel that rumbling?
Our paths cross again, mortal. I sensed there was more to your fate that day in the pyramid. I sensed many dead here, but I did not foresee these circumstances. What happened? Indeed, the reason for these mortals passing is not immediately apparent. Pawns in a greater plan, perhaps. There has been a most grave turn of events, adventurer. The Reaper of Souls, whom you know as Death, has gone missing. Without his scythe, There is nothing to sever the tie between souls and their physical shells. Look about you. The souls are in limbo, shackled to these lifeless husks. I have traveled across all of Gielinor, bearing witness to the same thing. I cannot help them all. Only in the realms of Gielinor, other realms are not governed by the same principles of mortality. Death does have fail-safes in place, helpers that are able to use shards from his scythe to release souls. But we are in times of great unrest, and they are unable to keep pace with the flow of souls. So I am assisting by transporting the deceased to them. But I am tired, mortal. There is much that needs my attention. I have not known death to abandon his duty, not once in thousands of years. There are sinister powers at work here, mortal. I must find him with due haste before things fall apart completely. Death and I work harmoniously, our destinies intertwined. Without him, I cannot fulfill my role. I am the guardian of souls. I care not for the process of dying, for that is the concern of the Reaper. I stand my vigil at the gates of Gielinor's underworld. It is a dark place, filled with all manner of devourer beasts, their thirst for souls insatiable. It is there that death delivers the souls he has collected, so I may safely shepherd them to the afterlife. Without him, the souls remain trapped. Without me, they become lost. I suspect that the deaths here are more significant than the others I have seen. Did your investigation reveal the killer? You have a keen eye, mortal. I am familiar with this miscreant. I believe he may be connected to Death's disappearance. The question is why? Kidnapping Death and attempting to turn gods against each other. Something is amiss. The answer to this as yet eludes me. I fail to see the connection between kidnapping Death and turning gods against each other. What is clear is that he is setting in motion dangerous events, and we cannot let him continue. I would ask for your help, mortal. You have seen the evil at work here, and now you know the truth. Our highest priority is... Wait. Something is wrong. Prepare yourself, adventurer. I sense the approach of undead. Well fought, mortal. I am not accustomed to undead withstanding my power. Ordinarily, I would dispatch tens of wights with a wave of my hand. But these, it seemed almost as though they were attuned to my power, like something was protecting them. A peculiar object. There's some sort of mask affixed to the lid.
Boom! Ha! I bet you didn't see that coming.
What in the underworld is that?
Don't be so surprised. You must have been expecting something. Or had you not figured it out?
What is your purpose, strange creature?
For starters, I am no creature. I am a projection of my master. But since you asked so kindly, Itchlarin, I am here to deliver you an invitation to a most exclusive event. The grandest to take place for hundreds of years.
Speak clearly, Mask. What event? Who is your master?
Why, Sliske's grand ascension, of course. Didn't you recognize your old friend? Congratulations on defeating those whites, by the way.
light of recent events, he must believe he has obtained godhood. This mask must be mad to believe I'd ever respond to an invitation sent by that backstabbing snake.
Poor old Itchlarin, so easily frustrated by a talking box. We had a funny feeling you'd react this way, so we took a little something else. Persuasion. I believe we have something you might be looking for.
You would have the audacity to kidnap Death himself? You know nothing of the consequences.
Now, Icky, settle down. All you have to do is play along.
You would dare invoke the wrath of a god?
Much has changed. You've been away ever so long. Always one step behind. If you want to save Death and your precious souls, simply open this box. It will teleport you to the Empyrean Citadel. It's quite spectacular, actually. Anyone near the box will be teleported all the same, but only those who have been invited can enter the Citadel itself.
Do not include me in your deceptions, traitor. Release Death immediately. Sliske. It would seem he has us cornered, mortal. A wise conclusion. We must exercise caution in our approach. The situation is apparent to me now. Sliske's plan is as evil and manipulative as I have come to expect from him. With Death gone, Sliske knew I would come to the surface world to deal with the trapped souls. After killing the people you see here, he predicted my arrival and left his whites to ambush me, but they were just a show of his power. The real purpose was to deliver his invitation. Kidnapping Death leaves me no choice but to attend his ascension. Ah yes, this is the key to his master plan. I believe he is hatching similar schemes to also force the other gods into attendance. The piece of the puzzle before you seeks to turn Seren and Saradomin against each other. If they have both returned to Gillinor and believe each other to be at the Citadel, they will likely attend in order to confront one another. If I am correct, Sliske will have a plan in place for each god, and the situation is more dire than I first believed. I was right to seek your help, adventurer. The evidence you gathered has been invaluable. If Sliske is gathering the gods in one place, who knows what he may do. And to make matters worse, he has kidnapped Death. I cannot stand by and allow whatever madness he is planning to unfold.
Excuse me. Who is this, Sliske?
You need not concern yourself with this, mortal.
But... sorry, but he killed my...
Rest assured, Sliske will answer for his crimes. Still, I cannot bring myself to trust this box. No, it is a fact I am well aware of. First, I must transport these souls to Death's mansion. After that, it seems we have only one option. The souls are in safe hands with Death's helpers. Open the box when you are ready to be teleported to the Citadel, adventurer. We must exercise caution, adventurer. We were given this by Silske, after all. Are you sure you wish to open it? Your bravery is noted, mortal. Let's hope we're not too careless. Go ahead.
How dare you have the audacity to attack followers of the great Saradomin?
What are you talking about? It was you who attacked us.
Stay out of this, human. Enough of your lies, elf. Saradomin knows Seren has a presence here. He will deal with her.
Your god is a liar. We communicate with Seren through the crystal singers in our homeland. How could she be here?
We were given information she would be. If she hasn't returned, then why are you so far from home?
We were told we would find Saradominists here, so we could make you answer for your crimes.
Why would he want to do that? Lure them here. Perhaps I shouldn't have trusted that informant.
How do you know all this?
After your antics in Guthix's chambers, I'm not sure I can trust you, adventurer. You sided against Saradomin.
Can't you see he's managed to manipulate all of us? Our quarrel is not with each other.
That's for Saradomin to decide, not you.
Even now we know the truth. You still won't accept a truce.
The fact remains that you follow the wrong god. I do not trust your kind.
What do you want, human? Armadillo is back. Our people will unite once more and take to the skies.
Unite? Even when Armadillo left us, we stood strong against those who opposed us.
And now he will take us beneath his wing. No longer will we be lost. We will rise to the clouds.
I remain cautious. What if he were to abandon us again?
He thought us destroyed. Armadillo will give us new hope and bring justice to the realm of gods. He won't leave us again. He can't.
He has grieved our dead long enough. We must take action, or join them in the eternal flight.
Glory to the Aviancy!
Kriara didn't want to bring you harm. His mind was torn. He followed what he believed to be the right course of action. Although you defeated him, he doesn't feel aggrieved by your actions. He respected your right to defend yourself.
If he'd had his loyal bodyguards by his side, the outcome would have been a different story.
I know you. You squishy little human that defeated Bandos's avatar. You lucky he not angry. He respect your skill in combat. I can't wait for chance to prove myself against you. Bandos keep peace with gods for now, so Grador keep peace with puny followers. Little masked man promise big fight. Big fight. When it starts, me smash you first. Smash, smash, smash! Grado not know what silly human is talking about. Grado got bored of fight and had more important things to do.
Zaros is ever present, but he has yet to return to Gielinor. We have come to represent him in his absence. I was disappointed with your choice in Guthix's chambers, adventurer. I had faith in you. He did not. As fellow Zarosian Majoret, we believed you would welcome us inside.
It would seem only the gods themselves were deemed worthy of invitations. These undead brothers refuse our entry.
With such powerful beings gathered here, it is only a matter of time until someone breaks in.
And it will take more than some of Sliske's whites to stop them. He has always been selfish. Now he has the arrogance to claim godhood. I seriously doubt his loyalty to the Empty Lord.
Sliske has his own methods for Citadel. We do not know the extent of his loyalty.
You think yourself wise, but you are a fool not to distrust him as a Nadra. I will not be a part of this latest deception.
There is no way of knowing if he is still loyal to Zaros. Sliske has always played his cards close to his chest. It would seem he has completed the steps to become a god, but I am not sure I believe he has ascended.
What we believe is irrelevant. It's what we know that's important. Sliske is not only mischievous, but he is also dangerous. I'm not even sure he trusts himself.
Do not make the mistake of underestimating him, adventurer, as so many have. Your help in rebuilding the temple at Sentistan is recognized, adventurer. We regard you as a friend of Zaros. The Empty Lord may not be here physically, but he is soon to return. I have finally made contact with him. He is far from here, on another world, but when he returns, the temple at Sentistan will be his home.
Begone, human. You have no place here.
We have come to deal with that filthy Zarosian Sliske once and for all. It is an insult that these undead creatures try to deny our presence in the Citadel.
Our power will not be dismissed so easily. No mere white can keep me from entering.
Sliske cannot claim godhood without us having something to say about it.
Bite your tongue, human, unless of course you wish to lose it.
They will not hold us at bay for much longer. Even their combined power could not stop us.
I will not stand idly by while this ascension takes place. That remains to be seen. Zamorak threatens to denounce us as we were not present at the Battle of Lumbridge.
After all these years, he would question us in his weakened state. He seems to forget what we are capable of.
Zamorak is not the only one capable of achieving godhood. Our kind have shown much promise. Lucian came close, and now Sliske claims ascension. I will make sure I am next.
What do you want? Mind your tone when you speak to me, human. The events unfolding here are of great importance to my master, Zamorak. My lord would not allow a Zarosian Marjana to claim godhood without challenge. He has come to see with his own eyes. He walked the same path himself many thousands of years ago. He will know better than anyone if Silske has ascended. Defeated? Huh? Saradomin made his followers do his dirty work. Zamorak may be weakened, but he is far from defeated. We remain loyal to the God of Chaos, and we will see him reign. We suffered heavy losses at the Battle of Lumbridge. Many Zamorakians were forced into retreat. The Marginats you see here have their own interests in mind. They are not true servants of our master. They show more interest in their selfish goals of ascension and pathetic rituals. It will not be long before Zamorak denounces them. Moya and Moldark, alongside others, are left to recover what's left of our forces, while the Saradominists lick their wounds. Mark my words. We will strike back. It would seem your arrogance knows no bounds. You may have defeated me, but your efforts were futile. I got my desired result. With Guthix dead, Zamorak has returned, and with the Marginat's loyalty in question, I have taken my rightful place amongst his highest generals. There are many high-ranking followers here. Evidently, I was not the first to receive an invitation. You may speak to those present for more information, or notify me if you are ready to proceed. My sister has gone mad, mortal. She summons creatures to devour the souls I strive to protect. I cannot help while her beasts relentlessly harry me in the underworld. My task is too important, and the stakes too high. I teeter on the brink of failure, but you can succeed. I believe she can be saved. Redeem her, adventurer. You must. It would be more effective for us to split up and search for death. If I use my invitation to enter the main chamber, you can infiltrate the rest of the Citadel.
Now Itchlarin is allowed in? I have had enough of this! Get out of my way!
Access.
What is this sorcery? Sliske! Let me in!
You tried to massacre the people of Falador with undead created by the Wand of Resurrection.
Dawn was acting on her own accord. I disavowed her and take no responsibility for her actions.
That may be so, but I will continue to protect my followers from you at all costs.
You speak as if you are benevolent, Saradomin, but you do not practice what you preach.
You need war just like me. I see it in your eyes, the lust for glorious battle.
Itchlarin.
This dog strayed awfully far from his home.
I see Sliske managed to bend you all to his will as well then.
Watch your tongue when you speak to me, Itchlarin.
I thought only the mightiest gods were invited. What's this peon doing here? I am a god, and the recipient of an invitation, same as you.
Good. This gathering could use another level head. The arrogance displayed here is shameful.
Arrogance? I strive to guarantee the safety of all who call Gielinor home, as a true god should.
We are all gods here, gathered for the same purpose. We must be wary of Siske's plot.
Know your place, Itchlarin. You would be a fool to believe you are wiser than I.
You have the audacity to think you are warning us? Sliske has yet to prove he has gained any power. He will not manipulate me.
Yet here we all are. The most gods assembled in one place in all of history. And I am sure, like I, you were persuaded.
Past the first of Sliske's tests, I see. This one should be more of a challenge. You might want to turn on the lights before you start. Adventurer, can you hear that? Sounds like the gods are beginning to lose their temper. Why don't you look through the window?
You think it would be so easy to lure me here? I came of my own volition. I would see this with my own eyes.
You were once a Margaret, same as he. Sliske knew you would come to witness another of your kind ascend. It is the rest of us that have been manipulated.
It's amusing that you believe Sliske could manipulate me. He simply promised me one thing.
It doesn't take an elder god to work out what that was.
Stop your squawking. He promised me you would all be here. And he promised me war.
Ha, try me. You've seen what I'm capable of.
You may have got the better of me once, but that does not make you a conqueror.
Saradomin, you must see how Sliske lured you here.
I am not as oblivious to details as some of you may believe. The truth has not eluded me. False information was fed to my generals. I believed Seren would be here and came to confront her about an attack on my people.
Even the attack itself was a setup. Had Seren returned, she would also be here, manipulated by the same plot as you.
Then what I have heard of Sliske is true. He is as sly and devious as they say.
How could you allow yourself to be fooled by this snake?
Unless my eyes mistake me, I see you stood here. Same as me, Armadillo.
We are in my Empyrean Citadel. I will not allow Sliske to hijack the home of my people.
And what of you, Itchlarin? Just happy to receive an invitation, were you?
You know as well as anyone. I would not trust this pretender in a millennium.
Why are you here, then? Not for a company, I'm sure.
He has kidnapped death. What is a god of the underworld if there is no death?
So, you've come to save your fair maiden?
No, no. The dog has come to fetch his bone.
Enough. I am not alone in my search, and we will find him. Be quiet. This is the Shadow Chamber, adventurer.
Stop being so gloomy. Look at the lights. It's the light chamber.
Lights cast shadows, hence Shadow Chamber. We are projections of our master Sliske. We've been here for ages. I'm bored to death.
Chill out. Don't mind him. He's always this grumpy. We're in charge of the puzzle and we want you to be the first to play.
I wouldn't trust this either. I mean, look at this brainless idiot.
Come on, it'll be fun. If you manage to solve it, we'll unlock the door. Okay, go ahead. You've done it! Well done, adventurer!
Are you sure? No, that doesn't look like it to me.
Admit it. She's finished it fair and square.
Okay, I'm sorry. Please don't go. You can't leave me with this brainless moron.
You can now proceed to the next chamber. Shadow and I have lots to talk about.
Oh, no.
It sounds like Slisko's about to make his grand entrance. You definitely don't want to miss this. Look through the window and see for yourself.
Thought I was death for a minute there, didn't you? You should have seen your face. I must admit I'm a bit surprised you made it this far. You're cleverer than you look. Now, there's no need to be like that. Why does everyone like death so much anyway? He's so grim. Doing? Not much. I've got no arms or legs, you see. I've got an idea. We'll play a game. I ask you a riddle, and if you get it right, I'll give you a gift worthy of the gods. Oh, you're no fun at all, are you? Fine. If you answer correctly, I'll give you death. Okay. I can build castles that melt in the rain, but I trickle down as the seconds drain. What am I? Oh, how awfully witty of you. I'd enjoy watching you fail. Hidden in these chests are a series of objects representing possible answers. When you have the object you believe is the correct answer, simply place it on this plinth next to me. After answering, the object will return to its chest. But there is one catch. The second chest will only unlock once you have answered the first riddle. The third will only unlock once you have answered the second riddle. Then you must answer the final riddle. A riddle within a riddle within a riddle, you might say. But be careful, the correct answer could be in any one of the unlocked chests. Ah, I see you selected sand. Are you sure this is your answer? Oh, well done. You've unlocked chest number 2. Have a riddle as your reward. I can fall from the sky, but I cannot climb higher. I spring with no legs. I run, but don't tire. What am I? I see you've selected water. Are you sure this is your answer? Well done, you. That's chest 3 unlocked. Here's the third and final riddle. Glass can't create me, but stone and steel do. I'm made by the sun, but out of its view. I can be tiny and also be vast. In the shape of my maker, like a spell I am cast. What am I? I see you've selected shadow. Are you sure? Correct. Of course the answer was shadow. It's the realm of my master after all. I promised you a gift worthy of the gods themselves, and a gift you shall have. An invitation to my master's ascendancy. I must confess that was a little white lie. Perhaps you should take a look through the window and see for yourself.
There is no place for your theory of chaos in a peaceful world.
Then stop hiding behind words and prove yourself in combat, coward.
Do it! I can't wait to watch you decimate each other.
Settle down, children. Settle down.
Do not presume I won't kill you, Silske.
For all we know, you haven't gained any power at all.
I thought you might say that, so I brought a little surprise for you. Try not to get too excited. To my right, the one and only Death. And to my left, the ferocious dragonkin, Strisat. I know. Sometimes I impress even myself.
And what makes you think your new toys will prevent me from crushing you?
Gods! We could put an end to this lunacy right now.
Slow down there. Let's think about this for a moment. What would happen to your beloved mortal followers if I was to kill death itself, I wonder?
You wouldn't dare.
Wouldn't I? And if that's not enough to stop you, perhaps I should release Strisat. He seems to have increased in power lately.
Someone's been using the Stone of Jas.
Perhaps. If any of you want to take the risk, be my guest. No? I thought not. Now, well.
Let him out of the cage.
Well. The guest of honor has arrived. You're late.
Welcome, mortal.
What is this human doing here?
She has demonstrated certain talents. What's the matter, Bandos? Jealous?
And how did you earn an invitation?
She has more right to be here than you, weakling.
Moving on. You are just in time for the main event. Oh, yes. An event for the ages. Sliske's grand ascendancy. Are you sitting comfortably?
We know this to be true. The Margaret is not to be trusted.
It may not have been right, but it was for the greater good. None of us would be present if Guthix's edicts remained.
I'm running the show now, and you're going to want to hear what I have to say.
Then spit it out already, charlatan.
Ooh, feisty. Charlatan, he says. Coming from the usurper himself. Interesting.
Get on with it, Margaret. You're crying out patience.
Yes, yes. I can see you're all desperate to know what this is all about. Well, I happened across a couple of items. Artifacts, you might say, of the Elder variety.
The Elder God artifacts are not toys for your amusement, Sliske. They are dangerous.
Indeed. You'd only need to ask a certain recently deceased god to find that out. I have managed to acquire not only your staff, but also the Stone of Jas.
The Stone of Jas?
What reason do we have to believe you, of all people? I see no proof you possess the stone.
You didn't notice I dressed up for you, Zamorak? Really, though, I'm glad you asked. Believe it or not, I don't go around kidnapping dragonkin for fun. There's a certain method to the madness. Angry thing, isn't it? Those of you who were paying attention will have noticed him calling me a false user. While I don't like to be referred to as false, it doesn't take a genius to figure that one out.
You are not worthy of the power the stone possesses. In the wrong hands, it could be used to remove all the gods from Gielinor, as Guthix did.
You ought to be careful then, hadn't you, Saradomin?
The stone's power comes at a price, Sliske. As your own power increases, so too does the dragonkin's. Need I remind you of how they obliterated the planet Ketsi near my homeworld? You will just be one more to suffer the consequences.
A good magician never reveals his secrets, does he? Fortunately for you, it really was quite trivial. Turns out the Dragonkin are a remarkably predictable race. I was hoping for more of a challenge. You can see how angry it makes them, can't you? Destroy the false user. It's highly amusing, actually. Anyway, I simply lured poor Strisath into the Shadow Realm. In he charged, screaming like a big, scaly baby. Then, before he knew it, trapped, nowhere to run. Must I answer all these boring questions? It really was quite simple. Why do you think I trapped this dragonkin specifically? I could have taken my pick. They're all the same, really. Strisath was unlucky enough to be guarding the staff. He couldn't have left it unattended now, could he? I could hardly believe it myself. Into the Shadow Realm he comes, carrying none other than the Staff of Armadil itself.
The clue is in the title, you scoundrel. The staff belongs to me.
Oh, give it up, you pious bird. You're too weak to retain an artifact. I would be much more deserving.
Oh, yes. An ingenious plan, I must say. It took an even more ingenious plan of my own to outplay you there. I really am quite proud of this one. I've been experimenting with the Staff of Armadil and found it to be an extremely versatile tool. With Strisath imprisoned, I used the staff to reveal his connection to the stone, leading me to exactly where you sent it. Annoyingly, you managed to teleport it into the deep sea near Crandor. To say it wasn't easy to retrieve it is putting it mildly. Oh, how I love cheating games of chance, especially when I hit the jackpot. You really believe I brought you here so you could have answers? No, no, no. There will be no ascendancy today.
This is supposedly your grand ascendancy. You've lied to us enough. Have you obtained godhood or not?
I wouldn't want to spoil the fun, now would I? It's highly amusing keeping you all guessing. You're just dying to know.
I am tired of your games. Answer us before I crush you.
Oh, but you can't be tired of the games. They have only just begun. Besides, Bandos, you're going to really like this one. It's time for the real announcement. I am holding a contest. A free-for-all, you might say. A battle.
This is ridiculous, even for you. I am done here.
Not so fast, Zamorak. You might want to stick around for the next part. It's really going to heat up.
If you think we will be part of your games, you have truly lost your mind, Sliske.
You really are no fun at all, are you, Saradomin? This is the calm before the storm. You should savor the moment. It's not so much a game, more survival of the fittest. There is only one rule, you see. It is only a matter of time until our moon, Zanaris, passes the sun, resulting in a total eclipse. Gielinor will be engulfed in shadow. It is at this exact moment the contest will end, and the winner will be the person who has killed the most gods.
Finally, you say something interesting.
Be quiet and let the intellectuals talk.
You truly have gone mad. Why would any of us listen to you?
Because, Armadil, there's a prize. Just one little prize that I think you might all be interested in. On the day at which the sun is eclipsed, someone will stand victorious, with most of you defeated. And to that person, I will gift the Stone of Jas.
This is madness.
This will cause an all-out war on the gods.
That's insanity. I don't believe a word that comes out of this rogue's mouth.
No, no, no.
A little lost for words, are we? Pick your next moves carefully. I wonder who will score the first kill.
You're mad. What exactly do you hope to achieve here?
Well, that's for me to know, isn't it? Survive if you can, Zamorak. Maybe then I'll let you in on my secrets.
The stone is not a toy, Sliske. Do you have any idea what this will cause?
What's the matter? Scared Bandos will crush you? Maybe you should be more tactical, you know. Pick off the weaker gods. And what about our honorable guest? How do you feel about this, adventurer?
Be careful what you say here, mortal. The gods do not forget.
Gods, I implore you not to listen to Sliske. We must seek peace through justice.
Quiet, coward. I can smell your fear. This great battle will show who is strongest once and for all.
Even if you have become a god, Sliske, you are merely a flesh. You do not have the right to enforce this.
You cannot fool me with your diversions. One way or another, the Stone of Jas will not remain in your hands.
Open your eyes. Sliske is manipulating you all. He's not to be trusted. Will fall beneath the god of war.
Stay your tongue, beast!
Only I can stand as the true god.
Silence! enough of this petty arguing. If you won't do it, then I'll kick things off myself.
Why did he give you the key? Get out fast. I'm not sure I can hold this. I'm glad I encountered you today, mortal. You proved a valuable ally.
You have my gratitude. I may not have escaped without you.
There is much work to be done. I have duties to attend to in the underworld.
And my absence will have had consequences. There is an abundance of souls to be reaped.
We must be cautious. Gods will fall in the coming days. The Stone of Jas is too powerful to be ignored. Some may fight, some may go for Sliske, some may employ other tactics, but everyone will want the stone.
We could be facing the start of the next God Wars. Even mortals may try to win the stone.
Make no mistake, adventurer. These are grave times. We all have a part to play.
Clearly, Sliske has taken an interest in you. You will play a key role in deciding who survives the coming days. As a world guardian, your choices could decide the fates of the gods themselves.
This is the most pivotal event to have occurred for thousands of years. The consequences will shape a new future. Gratitude for your help, mortal. Our paths will cross again, I am sure.
Wait. Did you bring Sliske to justice?
I am afraid he had many bargaining chips. However, the events that transpired were of greater importance.
But what about my brothers? He's a murderer.
Do not fear, mortal. I will free their souls, so that they may rest in peace. Farewell, adventurer.
What a day. Thank you for all your help. I am eternally grateful, adventurer. Take these as thanks. They are the least I can offer.
Welcome back, adventurer. The Citadel took some cleaning up after you left. That dragonkin really lost his temper. Sliske was most entertained by your efforts. He left you these lamps so that you may do even better next time. Sliske left you these amulets he infused with his power. Consider them an invitation to the Barrows. He will soon be holding games there, but for now you may shatter an amulet against a white sarcophagus to kill him before he wakes. Use them wisely, though. You may only use 3 amulets for each run through the tombs. You've already got one of those, I'm afraid. I can't give you another one. Now that you know them personally, Death or Itchlarin may pay you a visit when you die. Which would you prefer? Very well. Take your chances with the jackal.